Hello and welcome to Marian's World. I'm Marian and today I'm going to be stitching the last final things on this beautiful slow stitched page. I nearly ended up running out of thread. In fact, I used up the last of the cream soft cotton that I was using here. So I hope you enjoy watching how the page finishes off. At the end of the video, you'll find out whether you're a winner of the tickets to the Harrogate Show, because I did the draw yesterday and the names will be there at the end of the video. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy seeing this lovely page be completed. Well, there's not actually much setup to do today. It is just my stitched page that I'm working on and the soft cotton that I was using last week, and I think I've got enough to complete the page. Just put that in my jar, and I don't want to overdo this. I'm really pleased with the way it's looking and I don't want to sort of go too far, but as it stands I feel as if I want to add something here and finish the leaf off. I want to add something quite large here and maybe here and up here. And so I'm going to start off with my soft cotton in a big eye and a sharp point. And I think first of all I'm going to whip up this stem and just get myself up to the top. I've really enjoyed reading all the comments I've been getting about this piece of stitching over the last couple of weeks that I've been doing it, and it's given me a lot of food for thought. One or two people referenced borrow. Somebody actually asked me why I hadn't referenced that or given credit to borrow, being, you know, the Japanese style of stitching. And I feel as if when that was happening, when the Japanese were doing those borrow textiles, they weren't doing it as a form of art. They were doing it because they had no other option but to patch and mend their clothes, and that all cultures have got that type of heritage. I used to have mended clothes. The difference being that if you were poor enough to wear mended clothes, you weren't going about shouting about it. It wasn't something that you were proud to wear, like in nowadays you're doing mending and visible mending for the pure art of it, which is absolutely wonderful. But you just have to think of Dolly Parton and her coat of many colours. Children would have laughed at you if you'd gone to school in mended clothes and would have made fun of you. And so it's only the West that has started to celebrate those borrow textiles. I think in Japan, up until quite recently, they couldn't understand the West's obsession with their textiles because it was a mark of being poor. And so it's lovely that we are celebrating all this now, but I think maybe the celebration started with people appreciating the work that never had to actually wear that in real life. And I think that's where I'm going to end on that, and just sort of, I think that's my last thoughts on it. Because that was what I was trying to sort of come to terms with myself and think, well, why did I have some bother about it? And I think it is because I used to have to wear mended clothes or have to wear other people's clothes in a time when it wasn't really celebrated to do that. And so then you see other people celebrate and thinking, crikey, we've been doing this for years, nobody ever said we were doing something wonderful. And I think that's what it is. That's what it is from my point of view anyway. I think that's all I can say. Anyway, I've decided, I didn't realise I'd decided, but I have. I'm going to put some sort of a seed head up at the top of here. And so I'm just going to keep coming back to this beginning here, and I actually did stem stitch there, surprisingly. I don't actually use stem stitch very often, but I will stem stitch up I'm just going up over everything else that's come before, and I'll put some sort of a little seed head on here. I'll get up to the top and probably put, well, I did a couple of did a fly stitch there, so maybe I'll do that again. Put a fly stitch on there. Actually, I'm not so sure that I particularly like that stem stitch, but I'm just going to go with it. Fly stitch are really good for seed head types of things. Oh no, I like that straight stitch a lot more. So let me see, I can just transition and change it. That's fine. That's it, lovely. And I will do just another few going round, as if I've got a lovely seed head going round there. I'm not trying to put a huge amount of thought into it, just going with the flow of the stitches wherever they want to take me. I'm just not necessarily doing a specific flower. I'm getting the essence of the flowers rather than slavishly thinking I'm doing one or another. More of the top of the bits of silver here, which is quite nice. I like the way they've just wandered about, the little ends that I left. Do it a little bit haphazard there, so I can get that where I want it to be and finish that thread off. I think I'm going to come over to this bit and just put a few French knots around and work my way right down to the bottom. I don't think I want them on every single piece, so I'll just put a couple of wraps and down, knot to the fabric and thread to the back. So I think I'll do a little cluster of 3 of them up here. Oh, I can hear someone with a chainsaw, I think. I hope that's not picking up on camera. I'm just going to put 2 or 3 on each little stalk, or probably not on each little stalk, but I'll just sprinkle them about. Reminds me of bed straws, those lovely like ladies' bed straw and sweet woodruff. They're the sort of plants that end up like this. Oh, I think I've made one-handed there. That was quite good. I think I'll miss a couple out there. Go down to the next bit. Don't necessarily want them on every one, I don't think. That type of thing. So there's my 3 wraps. Down, pull the knot, and down with the needle. 1, 2, 3, down, pull, and take the needle down. Oh, I think I've learned a way of doing it one-handed. Anchor, 1, 2. Oh, I spoke too soon. 1, 2, 3. Needle down, knot to the fabric, needle pulled through. Oh, there you go. The new skill. So I'll carry on doing these right down to the bottom. I'm definitely aware that I don't want to overdo this page of work. I want the embroidery, the cream embroidery and the blue fabric to be in harmony with each other. I don't want either one to take over. Well, it's looking good so far, so I'll continue and get this one finished. I finished that off. I didn't put them right down to the bottom because I just fancied not, and I've just extended this little bit, and I've got these little rounded buds. I've actually gone ahead and just done them in Oyster Stitch. Now I've got a stitch tutorial on the channel already with Oyster Stitch, so I'll put a link to that in my description so that you can see how to do that, but it gives you a little rounded bud rather than the pointy ones of the chain stitches. But actually Oyster Stitch is like a chain stitch surrounded with another chain stitch, all done in one stitch movement. But if you wanted to, you could just do 2 chain stitches, one round another one. But Oyster Stitch is a little bit different, and you get this rounded look for it. Anyway, I thought I'd come up and do this lovely big flower that I want to have in here. And I don't want to measure anything out, I don't want to make it look like anything, I just want it to be a flower. And so I think what I'll do is I'm going to start with some straight stitches going out from a middle. And I think I'll choose to do, how many petals? Well, it doesn't actually matter, I'll just see how many I get in. So I'm just going to keep coming back into the middle. I've just been thinking that this cotton that I'm using has been in my tangle for absolute years and years. I think it must be over the moon that it's getting used at long last. I was trying to think how long ago since it went in there, and I think it's got to be going on for 20 years. I really do. It's not a recent thing. I can remember sort of getting the kit from the second-hand shop that it came from, and I think it's before I even lived here, and I've lived here 25 years nearly, so that'll show you how long things can live in my tangle. It's like a life form now. Okay, I'll just see how many spokes I've got there. Whatever it is, that's what I'm going with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, 7. Okay, 7 it is. And I'm going to go, that's just really so I can get my circle. And I'm actually going to just do some long chain stitches. And I'll go down, I'll let my little pieces, I'll let my little spokes just stay further out, and I'm going to hook my chain stitch down with a pistol stitch a little bit longer. Just make a sort of a fantasy type flower. Like that. Go back to the middle. Take a long chain stitch. And now I've got the other stitches to gauge where they're going, so that's fine. I'll not pull them too tight. Instead of hooking down, I do pistol stitch, which is a French knot on the end of a stick. I'm going to do a 2 wrap French knot. Instead of going straight down, I'll give it a little bit of length. And once that's pulled down, I'm going to get a little stamen on the end. And I'm going to go all the way around. I think it looks like I'm going to get 3 of my chain stitches in each little section. But actually it doesn't matter if there's more or less. Need that to be the other way around. So there's my chain. Put my French knot in, 2 wraps, and down it goes. So using the straight stitches as a guide for putting your circular flower in is an easy way of getting your flower to be neat and tidy. And I'll just keep coming round with chain stitches now. Chain. French knot and let it stick out a bit. Oh, it's lovely. Turn things around. I think I'm only going to get 2 in this little gap. I'm going to work my way around the whole thing. Just turn my work round so I can hold it nicely. Untwist my thread. Next chain stitch in the next gap. Well, I think I'll finish this thread off and finish this flower because I'm coming to the end. I don't think I'm going to get another one on there. Well, I've got all the way around. Actually, it was quite difficult to fit all of them right down, and so some of them are a little short and some of them aren't. So maybe it would have been better if I'd started my chain stitches a little further out from the middle, but I managed in the end, and I'm going to cover that middle bit up with quite a big French knot. So let's try 4, 5, 6. I think any more than that and it's going to end up being a bullion knot, so we'll try a 6 wrap. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to not pull it too tight, and if it's a little bit messy I'm not going to bother about it. Just want something quite large there. Oh, and that's gone in perfectly. I like that a lot. I think that's lovely, and it makes a nice, it's a bigger statement than all this sort of fine stuff. So I think I want to do another one of them. I think I'm going to do it here. I got my other lovely big flower in, and all of a sudden realised I didn't have much thread left. So I have gone through my tangle and I've pulled every little piece of this cotton out, and I've got 1 or 2 big lengths, or a lot of them are just small. So this is it. I have no more to work with, and I don't want to introduce a different thread at this late stage. I'm really liking the way this is, and so I'm just aware that that's all I've got, and once I've run out, if I've not finished, well, I've not finished, and that will be it. So that is my full amount of what I've got to work with. So I've got another nice long bit in my needle, and I want to do something similar to this. I thought I'd just do it with fly stitch. I'm going to start at the top here. I actually wanted to get another couch line on like that somewhere through here, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to have enough thread for that, and I need to finish this one off here and this here, put some leaves on. So I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm going to start here though with fly stitch. So I'm just going to go across, come up as if I've got a triangle, bring my needle through the loop and hook it down with a bit of a stalk, because I'm going to go straight up to the side to do the next fly stitch. And every time I'll come back to the bottom of the stalk I just did before and hook it up, and I can make it wander a bit, and I can alter the way that the side leaves are attached to the stem, as long as I just keep coming up at the stem to hook my next stitch down. So I sort of try and make a nice loose curve and end up at the bottom somewhere. Here I am going to curve it round a bit. I was almost panic thinking. I was thinking, oh my goodness, I can't even finish anything. I've got no more thread left, but I have picked out every mortal bit I can find. And some of them are long like this. I think I've got 2 more long pieces, and others are just partly where I've used them before. But that's it. That's fine. I'll just come down this stem, just wandering it down, just in a nice bit of a curve. If I want to do some branches out, I can do that. Well, thread permitting, I can do that. right down to the bottom. Take it down there, and then just use up this thread by coming back up. I do my favourite. Just do a little, maybe I should do a leaf. Maybe I should do a big leaf. And do a leaf. Quite a loose sort of a leaf. Yeah, do a leaf. So I'm crisscrossing, sort of leaf stitch really, but very loosely. Not even trying to get those stitches together. And I'll come back down and just do it until my thread's used up. Got one of my shorter pieces in the needle, and I just want to add some extra stems here really. Start putting a few fly stitches here, attach them to a short stem that I can lead down. So I'll just lead these fly stitches down into the same spot, go straight across, aim for a triangle where you can hook your loop down and aim it into the same point, and you'll get a little sort of, well, it's not a bud because they're not buds, but a smaller seed head. I'll just say it's that, a smaller seed head. I'll aim that there and then take that down onto the stalk. I'll just use this end of this thread to put another little piece on there. It's another thread finished. I'm going to try and get one more stalk going downwards. I'm going to start up here. I shall running stitch it down and then whip back up for my seed head. It just lets me end back where I began, which is nice. And from that I can I'm totally taking this thread to the absolute end. I've got one longer bit here. I'm just going to come up at the top of this and put some little blossom flowers on, and well, I can do them in a few ways. I could just do 2 straight stitches in together and then take it out to do another 2, or I could use a chain stitch, but I'm trying to conserve my thread. I think I'm just going to carry on with straight stitches for the moment. So I'll just bring them all back to the middle and do 5 little petals. They're about, I don't know, about quarter of an inch long. Just 2 little stitches together. I might not even do a French knot in the middle because I just don't think I have enough thread to do that. So there's my first little blossom, and I'm going to put a little blossom like that on, hopefully, the end of every little stalk. One more decent sized piece here. I'll come up to here and put some little blossoms on here. I'm really pleased with how this is looking though. I think because I was using this as an experiment for myself really, it's I think it's successful from my point of view. I hope if you've experimented or counted on it as a bit of an experiment for yourself as well, I hope you're pleased with how it's turned out, because I think I'm really pleased with this. It's been in my mind for so long to do it. but I just never got round to it at all, and this seemed the perfect opportunity. And that little bit of blue just got caught in there by mistake. I'm going to leave it because it's part of what I've been practicing, just letting things happen and seeing how it goes. So I'm just going to leave it there as I embroider over the top of the rest of it. I'm sure these would have looked just as pretty in chain stitch. Or if you've got a thick cotton, just one stitch instead of the double one I'm doing. If you're working with a thicker pearl cotton or something, or all 6 of your stranded cottons, it would look really nice just with one stitch maybe, dependent on how big you do them. One more finish off. And here is my absolute last thread that I have. Can't believe it's got used up after all these years, but this is the final thread that I've got, so I just need to be mindful where I'm going to put my stitches. I am going to put another blossom on here. Oh, it's getting dark here already. I think maybe you'll be able to tell on the film that I'm mainly under the ring light now. And I started off with the sun was coming in a bit. After a lot of coldness, it's been an actual really warm day here today. I think the temperature was about up at 16, which is a lot warmer than it's been lately. Right, well, I'm pleased I did manage to get all those blossoms in. I'll just take my needle down and see if I can go somewhere else without fastening off. Otherwise I'll have to fasten off. Okay, I think I'd rather use up the rest of my stuff down here, I think. Let me think what I can do. There's not much really. Let me just, okay, and nothing ended up on there either. I'm just going to put some leaves on this little piece here, I think. Yeah, some of these loose leaf stitch type leaves. I think I can manage that. Oh, they're going to be a fan, look. I didn't know they were going to be a fan, but they are. Okay, and I'll put another one like that on. One more bit of whipping and I'm done. No more thread. That's it. Crikey. Done. That's how it looks now, and I'm over the moon with it. I really do feel it's been a successful experiment, and I really love the way that the background is just coming through there beautifully, and that the traditional stitches have gone on there in quite a loose fashion, but it's really, I feel as if they're really coming together nicely and neither one is taking over from the other, which is what I was aiming for. And it's going to be a lovely thing to turn the page from this really old traditional Jacobean crewel work style and turn the page to find this modern interpretation of hand embroidery on here as two. So I'm going to join these two pieces together now. I can fold it at the fold, and I'll just cut these back and turn them in and ladder stitch the two pages together just like you do with all the others, and then that'll be another 2 pages finished and completed. Well, I am absolutely so pleased the way this has come out. I just think it's been a successful experiment for me to put the traditional style of embroidery on top of that sew stitching, and to me I've thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I've enjoyed all of them. I enjoy all of the work that I do, but I thoroughly enjoyed doing that because it was, for me, it was going into a bit of a different territory than I normally do. So I really hope that you've enjoyed that too. So on to a new page, and I've been thinking of doing something a little bit difficult, and I'm in two minds as to whether to take you along with me. I don't want anybody to be put off thinking that it's too hard, so I'll keep it to myself for now, but possibly expect to see something with an easy stitch, but the technique may be a little bit more than I've been doing. But I think, considering it's the penultimate page, I should go all out for it and give you something that tests you if you're new to stitching. Because I think December's page, the last page in the book, might be just a celebration of everything that we've done already. So the next page is sort of my last chance to do something that pushes the boundary a little bit more. So I'll see. I'm set up ready to pick the winners for the Harrogate Show tickets. I've put my keyword filter in, and I'm not allowing duplicates or replies, so it should fetch my video. See how many entries there were, so 59 entries, and let's pick a winner. Linda Harrington 6291. So Linda, you've won a pair of tickets. I'll ask it to pick another winner. Pick a winner. Beverly Winter 3541. So obviously you saw that I'd done the draw for the tickets, and I've just got them written down here. So Linda and Beverly, you need to contact me via either an email to the shop or as a message on Instagram. Either way, I'll get a private message from you. And then what I can do is I can give you the code that you need to put in when you go to get your tickets. And the code will enable you to put 2 adult tickets into your basket for free. So I'm over the moon, and I hope you both end up being able to go and thoroughly enjoy yourself, especially if you've never been before. I'm sure you'll find it wonderful. So that's lovely, and I'm really pleased. And everybody else, if you were wanting to go and you weren't the lucky winners, you weren't Beverly or Linda, the lucky winners, remember that there's a discount code on the Poppy video that will enable you to get your tickets at a discounted price. So I hope if you're still wanting to go that you'll use that and get £2.50 off a ticket, because I think that's a really good saving. And the last thing I need to tell you is the details of where I'm getting interviewed. Now I'm going to start laughing already because yeah, I'm getting interviewed on Instagram Live, and the lady's name is Claire Chalcraft, and she's on Instagram, and she does a series called Creative Connections, where she interviews different artists in different things, and mostly they're a lot more well known than me, I think. People who go in different countries exhibiting their work, or they've got books, or they've had exhibitions and things, and I haven't done any of that. So I thought she'd made a mistake by asking me, but she insisted that she hadn't. And so my live interview will be on this Friday, so that's the 1st of November, and it will be at 5 p.m. UK time. I don't know what time that is anywhere else. 5 p.m. UK time. I'm going to put the link to Claire's Instagram and all the details of it in the description on this video, so that if you do want to tune in and see what happens on the Instagram Live on Friday, I'm sure Claire would love to see you there, and I'll not be able to see you. I don't know actually. I don't know how it works because I haven't ever done an Instagram live like that. But maybe I'll be able to see that you join in as well. I'm not quite sure how it all works. So I'm sort of looking forward to it because I've spoken to Claire a couple of times now, and she's a lovely lady. I think that's all I had to say. I feel embarrassed saying it really, but there you go. Oh, and one more thing to say is that I've had various comments about the iron-on transfers. Now, I do have a lot, and I've had people say, oh, you can print them, you could scan them. I'm not really interested in scanning them in or anything like that. I'd just rather be able to give them to people who would like to use them. So just leave it with me for the moment because I'm going to sort them out. I've not really had a proper sort out of them. I'm going to sort them out, see what sort of state they're in, and then I'll possibly come up with a way that I can just send them out to people. And I've also got quite a lot of stranded cottons because my sister and I have just gone through our stash and we've taken out all the things that we think we don't need. So I'm more than happy to give them away too. So it may be that I do a video about it, or it may be that I just say that something's going to happen as another giveaway and I just randomly put some threads and some transfers in an envelope, or maybe people can send me an envelope and I can put some stuff in. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll work something out. But it'll have to wait until I've sorted the transfers out because there are a lot. And some of them are really beautiful and some of them are just little. So the point is I just don't want to be photographing them and putting them in my shop and having all the palaver. So it'll be sort of a random selection, I think. But anyway, leave it with me. I'm on the case and I'll let you know when I get something sorted. In the meantime, just like the video if you've liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. Watch another video. There's always interesting things going on here. And thank you so much, everyone. The amount of comments I've had from this last page has been wonderful. People have really enjoyed seeing the poppies go on my coat. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Everyone here on Ko-fi, on the super thanks. I really do appreciate it all. I just wish I had more time to engage more with all the different things. But it's just me doing all of whatever I do, and there's just a finite amount of hours in a day. But I'm just going to leave it there. Congratulations to the winners. I look forward to hearing from you and giving you your code so that you can redeem your tickets. Bye everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're all stars. Happy crafting, stitching, knitting, whatever you are into. I hope you're just enjoying it. Bye, and I'll see you next time when you come to visit me at Marion's World. Bye to you all.